This video is sponsored by Big Boy Gaming. Follow the link in the description below for all of your card gaming needs. Alright, what's going on guys, and welcome back to the Edison Club. Today I have a little Tengu plant video for you guys. This is me, Mike, on the left playing Gravekeepers against my teammate Justin on the right, who's playing the Electrum Elemental Hero deck. I do believe I lost the dice roll and Justin's going to go first. I'm kind of showing you guys my hand here. The community was a little divided on whether they wanted dueling book replays or IRL replays. So we're going to try this, see how people like it, and doing the voiceover, and people normally enjoy it. And I'm also doing this at 1.5 speed. So we see a Gravekeeper's command it come down, search for a copy of Necro Valley. And do keep in mind, we're both pretty green when it comes to Tengu format. We're still pretty new. So down comes Necro Valley, Space Typhoon gets chained to it, set a defense, and set 2 back row and pass it over to Justin. Justin's going to also set a monster and set a back row and pass. Also, guys, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Really just motivates me to keep going, get better at the game, as well as content creation. So, we have a Poly Duality come down. Choose to pick a Necro Valley off of it. I remember playing this match, and I think I actually play this match pretty miserable. So we go back and forth for a while, kind of set. I play another Necro Valley here. Summon a Malefic Stardust by banishing a Stardust from my extra deck. Looks like the summon is successful. And activate Royal Tribute, which hits Bubble Man, and I think that is Burstinatrix. Justin's graveyard is a little off of the camera frame here. I do apologize for this. Like I said, I don't really record these in-person gameplay that much, so I need to work on the camera angles. Malefic Stardust gets hit by a D-Prison here. Pass it over to Justin. He sets and pass. Sometimes with GK, I'm still finding trouble learning how to work through opposing back row, and sometimes that can give me a problem. So I think it's all just a work in progress. So activate a Miracle Fusion. Illegally, he forgot Necro Valley was on the field. Chooses just set and pass here. So very slow gameplay starting things off here, but Justin's deck, when it gets rolling, can actually be pretty crazy. So normal summon Gravekeeper's command it. Gonna try to start going in, get hit with Torrential, which kind of does stink, but I did have a Recruiter set, so just grab another copy of Recruiter. And I do like recording my matches here because I can look back at things that I did incorrectly to help improve. Still not a lot of offensive from Justin. Still setting some back row. Set a back monster. Down comes Elemental Hero Ocean. Summon is successful, I believe. Nope, he's going to get hit by Solemn Warning. Justin passes. I set a back row and pass. Seems to be slower than Edison format with the way this is going. Down comes a Fusion Gate, which inherently gets rid of Necro Valley. Kind of stinks. And now things are going to start happening. Chain Material gets activated, which means he can use materials from his deck for fusion materials this turn. So he's going to banish some elemental heroes from his deck and his graveyard. And this is going to allow him to do some very, very ignorant things. Down comes Electrum. When Electrum is summoned, it puts all banished cards back to the deck. So my Malefic and my Stardust are also going to go back to deck. But Justin's going to be able to basically go infinite with this combo because every time he summons an Electrum, it's going to put back what he fused with before. So here we go again. Fusion Gate. Banish all 4. Summon out another Electrum. That Electrum's going to put those 4 back. Fusion Gate gets activated yet again. Funny ruling, you actually cannot warning the activation of Fusion Gate because it doesn't do anything on summon that specials. Fusion Gate again. So now we have Elemental Hero the Shining on the field. Next comes Electrum, which is going to put all the heroes back, including the 2 Electrums that he used to make the Shining. Fusion Gate activating yet again. Down comes Electrum. Electrum's effect's going to recycle everything. Now he's going to fuse off those for absolute 0. Keep in mind that Electrum is all attributes while it's on the field. So you can use them to make any of the hero fusions. Down comes Electrum again. Big surprise. Fusion Gate triggers again. Here comes another Electrum. This deck is so crazy. When it actually gets to do this combo, it is so crazy. Down comes Nova Master. I have to ask a quick question what that one does. Gets to draw if it destroys a monster by battle. All right, once again, you guessed it. Fusion Gate, special summoning Electrum, putting back everything again. All right, Fusion Gate activates again. This feels a lot like advanced format. It feels like I'm not really doing anything and my opponent is just going infinite. So fuse again. Here comes Elemental Hero Gaia, this time in defense. And once again, banish 4 heroes. Summon Electrum, put everything back yet again. And I think he might stop here. Very unfortunate that I did not have Torrential. Okay, so he goes for Shining yet again. And basically, he's able to get by the destruction from chain material by using Fusion Gate, using on field. But I do have Dark Hole, unfortunately, for him. So I do get rid of his monsters and my set recruiter. I get to search, and he's going to be able to recur some elemental heroes to his hand. Very unfortunate there after he goes infinite, and I do have Dark Hole. But still really cool to see the Electrum combo pop off. Normal summon Gravekeeper's recruiter. Yeah, he is going to warning recruiter there. So I just set and pass. Sometimes when I play GK, I almost run out of monsters just trying to fight through everything. So there's definitely some improvements need to be made there. I think that maybe this game is a game where I get very, very low on monsters. We have a Miracle Fusion activation, banishing some monsters that we can't see because the guy recording this myself didn't really position the camera angle the best. Yet again, I super apologize for that. These are going to be a little rough, the in-person ones, for a while, until I kind of get used to doing them. And I do want to get a new tripod, which you can kind of like record from above to kind of make sure that you can see everything. So Miracle Fusion is going to summon out the Shining, and he's going to normal summon the Stratos that he recorded from the Shining before. Would have been a very good spot for Torrential. He does use the effect to pop, does not target, so I have to chain if I want to get my guy back. So he attacks, and I search out a Commandant, and I deprison the Shining. You'd honestly think after dark holing that whole field, it would be easy to come back, but sometimes, like I said, you just run out of monsters in GK, and so here down goes the Commandant to get another Necro Valley. And I think this is actually the game where he has like all 3 deprisons set. So normal summon Descendant, summon successful attack, gets hit with deprison. Set 1 and pass. Down to no cards in hand. 18 from Stratos. Into a deprison of my own. Draw. Activate Upstart, putting him 1,000 higher. Set a back row. Very crazy game that Fusion Gate gets over Necro Valley. So here comes Future Fusion. It's going to be able to drop 2 monsters. Bubble Man. Yeah, the whole package for Electrum, sending all 4. So in 2 turns, an Electrum will come down. I draw a card, set it. I think that I do have Torrential this time, if I'm not mistaken. I think that I was actually dumb enough to set a Spy, knowing that there was going to be an Electrum come down. So I definitely shouldn't have set my Spy. That was a huge, huge misplay. Fusion Gate's once again going to get over Necro Valley. Down comes Miracle Fusion. And had I not set this Spy while I had Torrential, this game might have ended up going a little bit differently. So, very unfortunate there, but this turns into an Elemental Hero, the Shining. Maybe I do have Torrential, yes. So, very unfortunate. Torrential my Spy away, which was my only monster. And then he gets to also recur. He has another Miracle Fusion. So he's going to summon an Elemental Hero, the Shining, who is at very, very high attack strength. Very massive Shining. So this Spy probably would have at least helped me stay in the game a little bit longer had I not just set it into Torrential. Draw a card. And that takes, that's game 1. Yeah, so Justin wins game 1. Very unfortunate there. I don't remember what my 2 back rows were. I'm pretty sure one of them was Starlight Road. But these were also just game ones. This is just testing. Justin and I, we've only been to one Tengu plant tournament so far. Justin got second and I got third. It was, I think there were 24 players. So we're just pretty new, you know, so we want to record our play testing sessions and kind of share those. And it's been about a year ago since we went to like our first actual like big Edison tournament, which was the PS5 tournament in Reading, Pennsylvania. And we both did really bad. And since then we've both really improved at Edison. So who knows, in a year we'll be watching these, pointing out all the misplays that we made. I'm watching it now, pointing out misplays. So normal summon Recruiter, equip Wonder Wand, activate Necro Valley, activate Royal Tribute, only hitting one card. This might be a matchup where sometimes you would actually side Royal Tribute out because this deck just plays triple, actually it plays triple E-Call and one Rhoda. So the likelihood of you hitting like multiple cards is actually pretty low, but we're going to trade in the Recruiter, draw some cards. And he's going to go double E-Call. So yet again, kind of showing the weakness of a Royal Tribute in this matchup, unfortunately. Looks like my turn. All I have on the field is Necro Valley. So that's pretty unfortunate here. Playing Gravekeeper is also like a really big learning curve for me, just mainly because I played Christius Warren in Edison. It's the only deck I've really played on a competitive level. And Gravekeeper plays completely different. Like I always tell people I'm not really a trap enthusiast. I just really like playing decks that kind of just put everything in attack mode and really just like run you down with big monsters. But GK is definitely a lot different. So I draw on, I set a monster and pass. Top deck's Rhoda going into Bubble Man. I do believe my set monster is Spy here. I'm going to see if he chooses to attack. Sets a back row and passes. Looks like I pick up Rite of Spirit for turn, which is nice because it is live. So I set that and pass. Justin's going to set a face down defense and pass. Gravekeeper is just inherently just kind of a slow deck, honestly. You have some really powerful turns and some big push turns sometimes you can make when you have like multiple Rite of Spirit. But normally it's just like little one-for-one things going on. Down comes Recruiter and Wonder Wand yet again. This combo makes you feel like you're playing Spellbooks in 2011. Gravekeeper is like hyper consistent. I feel like once I'm able to learn how to play the deck correctly and not just do really stupid things with it, I feel like I'll be pretty much set. Do have ulti Wonder Wands that I picked up very cheap before they went up, and ulti Gravekeeper's Commandants from Justin as a wedding gift, so very nice. Down comes Elemental Hero Ocean. And this can really get bad from here because he can basically every turn Ocean back Stratos and pop one back row. So yeah, this is kind of a lock where it's like you can't really continue playing super slow into this because you're just going to continue to get picked off every turn. So I pass turn to him. He goes Ocean, target Stratos. Stratos goes back to hand. He flips over Elemental Hero Clayman. Normal summon Stratos. Stratos will get to pop 2. I have to warning this. Can't lose both of these. He goes Miracle Fusion, which he can legally activate, but he'll have to use the ones on the field. Down comes Absolute Zero. And I don't remember which one of these is Spy or if they're both Spy, but Spy gets flipped over. He's going to summon a Gravekeeper from the deck. Summons Gravekeeper. Attempt to summon Gravekeeper's Commandant, which is technically illegal. Has to be 1,500 or less. So I Spy into another copy of Spy. Not exactly sure what I was thinking about here. I know 2 Recruiters are gone already. So maybe the other one's in my hand. Maybe I searched it. I try to go Rite of Spirit in phase. He warnings it. Gravekeeper is also pretty crazy because you get to play triple Call the Haunted. So I play Upstart, draw into Torrential Tribute, set a back row. Pass. Sometimes it's hard for me to not worry about something like Heavy Storm. I feel like that's where a lot of my losses come from, is like trying to really play around heavy when I probably should just be setting more back row and just taking the chance. But he summons Bubble Man, activates Miracle Fusion. Gonna summon AZ. I go ahead and Torrential, which kind of stinks. Looks like those were all Gravekeeper Spies. So that definitely wasn't a good Torrential. Torrential has not been good either time I've activated it. Not sure if it's the card not being good, if it's just user error. I feel like it probably is just user error. But my guys are going to get balling up there anyway, so I might as well go ahead and just get rid of the other AZ. Set a defense and pass. He sets a defense and pass. Normal summon Commandant. Gets hit with Bottomless. Pass it over to him. He activates Future Fusion yet again. Super faithful Future Fusion here. He's going to get to dump a number of heroes from his deck. Looks like he's going for the 4 again. Well, looks like he one monsters of that package is already gone. So he sends Valor and looks like Persinatrix probably going for the Shining. Passes it over to me. Here we go again. Gravekeeper's Commandant. Hit with Deep Prison. This is what I mean. Sometimes it's like you can't really just sit back and do nothing. Eventually you kind of have to start attacking and just keep getting picked off by Deep Prisons. He heavies me for Necro Valley and for Deep Prison. Activates Miracle Fusion. It's not really looking good for me here, boys. Really not looking good. Down comes Nova Master, who gets to pop, or gets to draw whenever he destroys. So he destroys Recruiter. Justin gets to draw a card. I get to search for a Commandant. 800 and 1200, going full on Jade and Yuki over here. Draw into Starlight Road. Hilarious. That always happens the turn after you get Heavy Storm. You pick up Road, so I can't ask for that to be any better there. So I go Commandant for Necro Valley again. Here comes Necro Valley. Here comes Gravekeeper's Assailant. Attack into Clayman. Get hit with Deep Prison yet again. Set 2 back rows and pass. Sets 3 monsters I've gotten hit. He literally had all 3 Deep Prisons. So that can be really hard for GK. Switches. Thinks about switching, but attacks. And I do have Mirror Force, so unfortunate for him. Sets a face down and passes. I set a face down and pass. He draws. Passes back to me. At this point, I'm basically just out of monster cards, unfortunately. I thought about Rite of Spiriting at the end phase, and I really should have because I actually picked up Duality for turn, so I could have still Dualitied this turn. So next turn I Duality. Looks like I take Gravekeeper's Steel, and he scoops it up there. So that game was rough. Sometimes it can just be hard. Like I've played several games with GK where I've actually just ran out of monsters from stuff like Bottomless, stuff like Deep Prison, and a lot of times they'll be like, well, just don't attack your guys into Deep Prison, but sometimes it can be hard. I'm not sure if I'm not setting up the Descendant play like early enough, so maybe my game plan needs to be like Spy into Descendant, protect Descendant, so you can like pick that stuff off without just having to like run your floaters into it. So, but it's all a learning curve. You know, anything that we do that's new, even though, I mean, have massively improved at Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole within the last year, but playing with a new card pool against new decks, and especially me playing Gravekeeper, which is just such a different kind of deck from what I'm used to playing. I always tell people, like, I'm not a trap player. I don't care to play trap cards, but GK is one of my favorite archetypes in the entire game. So if there's a format where it's relevant, I feel like I have to play it. But he's going to e-call for Stratos. Stratos is going to search a monster. I didn't see what he had. Activates Duality. And looks like he takes, I think that was Effect Valor that he took there. These are 2 very consistent decks going back and forth. I feel like Tengu format is just like that. Like basically all the decks are like just very hyper consistent in what they do. Set a monster, set a back row and pass. Sometimes I'm also not sure if I should just blindly play Necro Valley when there's not a threat. So like right there, I would have just gotten Fusion Gate played over it. I actually asked, can I warning this card? Just because, like, yet again, it's playtesting. And I actually wasn't sure. So, yeah, we confirmed you cannot warning Fusion Gate's effect. So, Fusion Gate's going to activate. It's going to fuse 2 monsters from his hand. Once again, we can't see what they are, and that's my fault. I take full responsibility. But we know it was a hero and a light monster. So, down comes a Shining. Down comes Voltic. I choose to spy so he can't get me, can't hit me directly with Voltic and be able to recycle a hero, just because it can be very difficult when you're down on card advantage to just let them keep plussing. So I feel like I need to dig here, so I go ahead and Wonder One the Spy away. I set a monster and set a back row. I almost feel like Fossil Dyna could be kind of a good card for GK to side, because They just attack into it thinking it's Recruiter, thinking it's Spy, and they just kind of get punished from there. Fusion Gate's going to come down, activate again. Going to make absolute 0. It's a pretty good card against Gravekeepers, I feel like. You can just... it's hard to get over and without losing your setup. So Spy's going to get attacked by AZ. Flip. It's going to summon a monster from deck. Probably be Recruiter. It's actually going to be Descendant in defense. He attacks. I do have Deep Prison for the Shining. Sets 1 back row and passes. I draw into Gravekeeper's Recruiter, it looks like. Kind of sit and ponder here. I end up Wonder Wanding this away, and I just don't feel like that was correct whatsoever. That was definitely very, very bad misplay. I think that I set Recruiter here. I should have just normaled the Recruiter, hit a card, and then I could have Wonder Wanded something away. So that was definitely probably a game-breaking misplay. Now I'm forced to basically warning this future fusion, even though that may not be correct here either. I think this game, in Game 3, kind of just fell apart for me, unfortunately. He's going to swing with AZ, and I book AZ. My plan is to try to do something to get over it on the next turn while it's face down. He attacks into Recruiter. Recruiter's big enough to not die by Voltic. And I really just need this Descendant at this point. So I'm going to Wonder Wand that away, draw 2, and everything I'm kind of drawing here at this point is just kind of fake card advantage, unfortunately. It can kind of be the problem with only playing 1 Descendant. I do think that 1 Descendant is correct because multiple are just so bricky. But sometimes it's like if your Descendant ever gets like bottomless, it can be bad for you. I have kind of learned as well that normally you just shouldn't attack into back row with Descendant because you just do not want to lose Descendant to Deep Prison. But I Duality, take a Malefic Stardust, Necro Valley to just get over the Fusion Gate so he can't keep using it. He draws for turn. Still has the AZ, so he flips up the AZ, which becomes a problem very quickly. Takes a quick look through the graveyard just to see what I have in there. Attacks with AZ, and I'm forced to Mirror Force here. Just going to blow up my guys. Luckily, it is Recruiter. Get to go search for a copy of Assailant. And I special summon Malefic Stardust, banishing 1 from the extra deck. Attack into Deep Prison, set a monster, set a back row and pass. He goes Heavy Storm, the bane of my existence, actually. Miracle Fusion. Those from Grave. Into the Shining, who is very, very big. This is a very big Shining. He has a lot of heroes banished, so he goes to attack. I Recruiter, and at this point, I really am just like full on like turtle mode. Like there's just nothing that I feel like I can do to get over this Shining. I really need to draw something like a Deep Prison. And once again, I drew Starlight Road the turn after I get Heavy Stormed. So yeah, it's always super great when that happens. I love it. It's the best feeling in the world. But here comes Necro Valley in 2 set back row. And now he just needs to just start attacking. Yeah, so he attacks for, I think it was well over 4,000 damage with how many heroes he had banished. Pass his turn. I pick up a Solemn Warning, so just get very unlucky. You set a monster and pass. He's going to go E-Call, search for a hero. And I think I'm too low to Warning here. Or maybe there was a game we played where I was at 2,100 and I had to Warning and go to 100. It might be this game. So I go Normal Summon Ocean. He attacks, and he attacks me directly for game because there's nothing that I can do. So very unfortunate here. Actually, no, he doesn't. He doesn't kill me here. I think he attacked out of order. So I draw and I set a back row. He's thinking on whether he should attack, and he is going to choose to attack. Try to Rite of Spirit, bring back a guy. Here comes Gravekeeper's Recruiter. It's going to get attacked over by the Shining. I'm going to search. Search for a Commandant. Sets a back row and passes. I draw. I go Upstart. Give you 1,000 to draw a card. And normal summon Commandant. Try to attack Ocean. Pass turn. He goes attack into Commandant, and that is enough for game. So just kind of had a series of drawing bad cards back to back there. And yeah, so as always, I encourage you guys to point out notable misplays. You point them out in the comment section down below. Do make sure that you put the timestamp. So like if it's 15 minutes and 30 seconds, please put that. That way I can go back and find it. These videos, once again, are basically just to help myself and my fellow teammates get better so we can go back and watch these. Okay, guys, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and be back with more soon. This is Mike from the Edison Club signing out. Until the next one.